What's up guys, Chaotic 50 back for another video, and today I'm going to be doing the long-awaited review of my 2014 Mustang GT. The 2014 Mustang GT is the last model year of the S197 and comes straight out of the factory with 420 crank horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torque out of the legendary 5.0 Coyote. For those of you who have been waiting for the exhaust clip, here's a short little snippet. The 2014 Mustang GT weighs 3,735 pounds and is the last generation of Mustang with a solid rear axle. The average mile per gallon on this Mustang is 19 in the city and 31 on the highway, but that's usually only if you let your grandma drive the car, because if you got a lead foot, like probably anybody who owns a Mustang, it's going to be probably around the 12 to 16 area. Now, this specific Mustang came with the premium package, which we'll talk about later, along with the track package. The track pack included Brembo brakes, 373 gears, the Torsen limited slip differential that comes from the Boss 302, along with an upgraded radiator, engine oil cooler, and a set of 9x19-inch aluminum track pack wheels. The 0 to 60 is about 4.8 seconds and 4.5 seconds with the track pack, and the quarter mile is about 13.2 seconds at 108 miles per hour. So let's take a look at the interior, then we'll take it on a drive. So moving on to the inside, it has the premium package interior, which includes complete leather seats, dual heated seats in the front, that are also power operated on both sides, as well as the premium pack doors and dash. This Mustang also comes with the technology package, which has an LCD screen integrated into the gauge cluster, a touchscreen navigation system, and a daytime sensing rear view mirror that changes tint automatically for more comfortable nighttime driving. Now onto the stereo system. So this has the Shaker 500 audio system, which comes complete with a subwoofer in each of the doors, along with a secondary speaker at the top, as well as two normal speakers right behind the back seats and a 10-inch subwoofer in the trunk. And might I add, the bass is absolutely immense in this thing, and I couldn't believe it when I heard it. For the transmission, all 50 S197s come stock with the well-known and well-hated Jetrag MT82 that can't handle driving like you own the car. This transmission is constantly locking the user out of gears when above usually 6,000 RPMs to 6,500 RPMs. But I do gotta admit, when you're just cruising, the MT82 is a really stable and really comfortable transmission, and it's probably the best transmission that I've ever felt in a car at cruising speeds. So now that we're done with the interior, and now that you guys have seen all the quirks and features, I should say, let's get to driving it, and I'll let you guys see just exactly how fun this car can be. Alright, so let's take this on a drive. As we first start off driving, you guys can obviously tell that this thing is kind of torquey. And I'm not talking torquey like Miley Cyrus, I'm talking torquey like... Driving the 2014 Mustang GT, as you can see, just cruising, the MT82 is a pretty comfortable transmission. I don't complain about it unless I'm trying to race somebody. If you're staying below 6,000 RPMs, then it's fine. It's perfect transmission for the car, but once you start pushing more power and getting up into the really nice power ring, then it's starting to cut out and lock you out of gears. So what the hell? Just coming at me. So driving the 2014 Mustang GT, it's not only comfortable, but it feels also so planted. You feel so connected to the road in the car that it's one of the easiest cars to drive. Even though it's scary fast and can lose traction like that, you feel really connected and safe in a way. And I like that in a car. I really like that, especially in a faster car. The handling is very nice. There are SR Performance lowering springs on this, which does make it a lot easier for me. But regardless, without the springs, I'm sure it would still feel just about the same. And I mean, acceleration is pretty nice. Not only is the acceleration nice and the handling, but the cab is definitely a lot quieter than what people outside hear, and I really appreciate that, because this is a catback straight pipe, so it's kind of obnoxiously loud to others. I don't mind it. I really like the sound of it, but other people say that it doesn't sound too good. But in the cab, it's not too bad. It sounds really nice, and you get a nice tone, and it's nice. So acceleration wise, this is the fastest car I've driven in, at least. And it feels really nice. The power is enough to put you back in the seat, but it's not too much that it's uncomfortable and scary. So I really like it, and the cornering you're about to see in a second is impeccable. It's got perfect cornering capabilities, especially in sport steering. It does not lose traction, and you can just pull out of it. You can just pull out of the turn and accelerate as fast as you want, and this car is not gonna tell you not to. Everything that it does is giving you a reason to go faster and drive better. It's very planted, it's very fast, and it's very comfortable. And that's really what anybody wants out of a car: a fast, comfortable, planted vehicle that you can track with or just cruise with. I mean, it's definitely a really nice cruise car. I daily drive this. I've put about 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it since I bought it, and it's perfect. I mean, it's comfortable cruising, it's comfortable not cruising, if you know what I'm saying. You're going a little bit quick and it's still perfectly fine. You don't feel like you're going fast. The steering wheel is quite big. If you can see this, it's huge, but you don't really mind it because it gives you a lot to steer the car with, and you just point in the direction you want to go and it goes. I mean, you put the car in track mode and then you put the steering in sport, and it's gonna be one of the best cars you've ever driven. The suspension is a little iffy. As I said earlier, this is the last generation Mustang with the solid rear axle, so if I hit a bump with one wheel, I'm gonna feel it throughout the entire car, and it's not the most comfortable ride, but I can't really complain about it. I don't notice it as much because I've been driving solid rear axle cars my entire driving career, so it's perfectly fine. I've never driven one with magnetic ride suspension like the newer ones, so I have nothing to compare it to, but you do feel the bumps a lot and you do feel the road a lot, and I both like it and I don't like it, because the bumps, they get excessive, especially around where I live. The roads aren't too maintained, but you feel the road, so you know what the car is gonna do once you weather hit a rut or anything, you know. And I really like that in a car. Now getting to the braking, I'm not too sure how a stock one would do, but these Brembos are immaculate. They're the best brakes I've ever felt in the car. The brake performance is amazing in this. I have nothing to compare it to again. I drove a V6 Mustang with really crappy stock brakes and it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but these things are monsters. You press on the brake and it stops immediately. I mean, I'm doing 60, I'll go to 0. It just stops. It doesn't have a problem, and then it just gets right up to speed, just like as fast as it brakes, and it's just something else. It's a beautiful car, and I'm glad that Ford took their time making it. If it had the transmission to back up the power, it would be probably one of the best cars that Ford's ever made, because it looks better than any other Mustang in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's opinions. And it drives really nice, it sounds really nice, and the MT82 feels good at cruising speeds. It's a piece of art that Ford has made here, and how can you hate on it? So that just about concludes my review of this. It wasn't very in-depth. If you guys want a more in-depth review, let me know and I'll get right on that. But if you guys have any recommendations of future videos, I have a quirks and features video coming soon, so if you want to see that, drop a like or comment, or I'll just put it anyway, so you don't really have to do anything. But I really appreciate all the support. I'm almost to 90 subscribers and I just can't wait. I'm gonna be probably putting out better content because it's summer now and I've got really nothing at all going on, so just let me know in the comments what you want to see and I'll make it happen as best I can. So thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Town to town, from London to Taiwan, I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.